Bolton, of course, famously pulled the covers up over his head and pretended no one was home when he was called to give testimony during impeachment proceedings. But his new book, nevertheless, says basically, oh, yeah, Trump totally did the thing he was impeached for in terms of making U.S. aid to Ukraine contingent on Ukraine generating dirt that the president wanted to use against Joe Biden in this year's campaign. Bolton confirms in his book that the impeachment effort was basically correct. He provides a firsthand account of being in the room with the president and hearing the president articulate that contingency for the Ukraine aid. Would have been nice to have that under oath, Mr. Bolton, but you do you. Bolton's book also says that President Trump went to China for help with his reelection effort as well. And this bit, actually, from Bolton's book has gotten considerably worse just in the past few hours. What it says in Bolton's book is this. He's talking about a meeting between President Trump and the Chinese leader last summer at the G20 in Osaka. This conversation happened about 5 weeks before the call President Trump made to Ukraine, which got him impeached, that whole do us a favor, though, call. About 5 weeks before that call for which he was impeached, this is what the book says Trump said to President Xi of China. Quote, Trump then stunningly turned the conversation to the coming U.S. presidential election, alluding to China's economic capability and pleading with Xi to ensure he'd win. Bolton says, quote, I would print Trump's exact words, but the government's pre-publication review process has decided otherwise. That was what we had as of last night in terms of available excerpts from Bolton's book. But now reporter Gabe Sherman at Vanity Fair says he has obtained an unredacted version of John Bolton's manuscript, the one with all the bits in it that the White House made Bolton take out before the thing was actually published. And according to that reporting in Vanity Fair, even though Bolton says in the book that the pre-publication review process of the White House meant he couldn't print Trump's actual words, according to the unredacted manuscript from Bolton, per Vanity Fair, what President Trump actually said to the president of China in that conversation was, quote, make sure I win. The president said to the leader of China, make sure I win. So what are we supposed to do with that? The president's national security advisor says he was in the room and he witnessed President Trump demanding Ukraine help him in his reelection effort, right? The act for which the president has already been impeached. Now, the same national security advisor says he was also in the room with President Trump when Trump said to the president of China, while discussing trade details, right, while discussing substantive policy that matters to the American people and the American economy, while discussing those things, the president brings up his reelection effort and says to the president of China, quote, make sure I win. What do we do with that? I mean, separate and apart from the president also reportedly telling the Chinese president that he should go ahead with building his concentration camps because that's the right thing to do. I mean, just asking for more foreign help holding on to the presidency in this country. What do we do with that? Does the House impeach Trump again? Is there reason not to?